Good afternoon, everybody. Once again, we're here. I'm sad to say that we've lost another officer in the line of duty and another officer who's been critically injured. At approximately 10:50 a.m., our officers transported an individual over to Swedish Hospital for an observation, at which time two of our officers were shot. One was shot critically and was pronounced. The second officer right now is fighting for his life in the hospital behind us. And we ask that you keep the families of these officers in your prayers. This is a lot to go through. These are the dangers of policing. This is a very and extremely dangerous profession. But our officers go out there every single day and they do this work knowing that when they go into these environments that they're not safe. But they accept that, and that's the work that they do. We have an individual who's in custody right now and a weapon recovered. So I just want to be clear about one thing. We're going to give you the opportunity to ask questions. This is an ongoing investigation, so I'm not going to get too deep into the details of this. I will give you the most high-level information that I can give you, but this is under investigation, and we're not going to do anything to impede that investigation. So I just want to make sure that everyone understands that when you ask your questions. With that, I'm going to turn it over to the Mayor of the City of Chicago, Mayor Brandon Johnson.
Thank you, Superintendent. Thank you for your leadership. Today is a real difficult moment for our city. It's a tragedy. You know, our officers stand in the way of harm every single day, risking their own lives. And along with them risking their lives, they have family that expect them to come home. One of our officers will not be able to return to their family. And I'm calling on the entire city of Chicago to pray for this officer's family and that they heal from this tragedy. I'm also asking the city of Chicago to pray for one of our officers that is currently fighting for their life and is in serious condition. I want to thank our Chicago Police Department for showing up every single day for the people of this city. I want to thank the city of Chicago for putting their arms around our officers. This tragedy and this loss is not only heartbreaking, but it's a constant reminder of why we have to continue to ensure that our police department has the services and resources that they need to effectively do their job. That we're also providing the type of mental health support services that's also needed so that they can do their jobs well. So with that, I'll turn it back over to the superintendent for any of your questions. Sup?
If we wouldn't mind, if we can limit the questions.
Thank you, Mayor.
To one apiece, please.
Superintendent, can you identify the officer who passed away or the other one?
No, we don't release officers' names out of respect for the families. We need to make sure that every member of these officers' families have been notified before we release it. We don't want them to find out through the press.
Can you tell us how long they've been with CPD?
Well, we had one officer 38 years old, 10-year veteran of the department. The other officer is 57, 21-year veteran of the department. I'm sorry, what was that question?
Which one is the age of the person who passed?
The 38 years old.
Superintendent, is there anything further you can share about the moments that led up to the shooting? And also, Swedish Hospital put out a statement saying that they did their protocols, they wanted individuals, yet somehow this suspect still ended up with a gun. So anything you could share on that?
Well, I can't get too deep into it because it's still under investigation. We have witnesses to talk to, witness statements to gather, video if at all possible. So I won't get too deep into it. We do know that there was a third weapon recovered. So we're doing a full investigation on that right now.
Go ahead.
Were they the only officers, I guess, involved in the situation at that hospital? Were they with any other members of their unit?
Right now, the information, those officers were there as transport officers themselves. So there were no other officers present at the time.
Can you tell us why the suspect was arrested in the first place and where the suspect was found after this incident?
Well, he was taken into custody for a suspected robbery. And usually when you see those types of crimes, these are very violent individuals. So, and I'm speaking generally there, not particularly about this case, and I want to make that clear because this is still under investigation. So I just want to be general there where we know that people in our city have been harmed by people who commit crimes like robbery and gun violence.
Could you provide any details on why the suspect was being transported to Swedish in the first place?
Like I said, I won't get into the details of it, but observation. There are often times that we as the police, we take someone into custody. We want to make sure that if they suffering from some illness or something of that nature, that we get them treatment.
Last question.
Can you provide any context on where the suspect was apprehended, and was there any sort of hostage situation?
Right now, I don't have that information to share, and to be totally honest with you, I wouldn't share it right now because it's still under investigation, and we have a lot to unravel here. I just want to be clear about one thing. We can talk about the crime and the criminal activity that led up to this, but right now, this is about these officers and their family members. The loss of life, the senseless loss of life of an officer who was out attempting to protect the city. Another officer who is fighting for his life, attempting to protect this city. These are the dangers of policing. And once again, these officers know it, they understand it, but they still go out and they do it. Every single day that an officer gets up and put on his or her uniform, they don't really know if they're ever going to return home. They understand that that is a hazard of this job and this profession, but yet they go out, they do it over and over again, day in and day out, for everyone who's standing here right now, to make sure that you're as safe as possible. So I just want to make it clear to people how difficult this job is, the difficulties that officers face on a daily basis, the struggles that their families deal with every single day that they go out and leave their homes, not knowing if their family member is going to return home. Children who are left behind. Now, we understand this all too often. We see it in the fields of residents right here in this city who have lost loved ones. And it's important to these officers to bring justice to those families. It's important to these officers, it's important to the Chicago Police Department to make sure that we're keeping families safe, that we're keeping neighborhoods safe, so that you don't have to look over your shoulders. That's the work that these officers do. And sometimes it goes unnoticed. Sometimes there's not a clear understanding of what it is that these officers do. But let's keep in mind what they're risking and what they're sacrificing when they go out into the field to protect you. That's the work that police officers do. And that's the work that these Chicago police officers are doing every single day. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. No one is. But do they go out there hoping that they can be perfect in protecting the city every single day? So please, keep these officers in your prayers. Keep their families in your prayers. And please, understand the work that goes into being a police officer, especially in a city like Chicago. It's important. And I want the families to know that we're standing with them. We will be there for them. These officers are our family, they're my family. And I want them to know that their families is CPD's family. They're our families. So thank you. And thank you for your time and giving me the opportunity to talk a little bit about the importance of this type of work. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
That was Police Superintendent Larry Snelling making an important point as we all today try to figure out what happened. The Chicago Police Department right now is hurting. This is the first official word that we have gotten today that we have lost an officer in the line of duty, in the superintendent's words, and another critically injured. That's the headline. We've lost another officer in the line of duty. The second note that came out of that news conference that stood out to me was the fact that there was a third weapon recovered. So they are doing a full investigation on that. Where that third weapon came from is unclear. Again, guessing that there were two, obviously, one on each police officer. Where did the third weapon come from? We've learned a little bit more about the officer who died as well. He was 38 years old, a 10-year veteran. The second officer, critically injured, 57 years old, and a 21-year vet. We can tell you as well that Superintendent Snelling said that this all started at about 10:50 this morning when the two officers were transporting this person to Swedish Hospital, at which time, in the superintendent's words, the two officers were shot. Again, there are a lot of reports going around about what exactly happened. Somehow, this suspect managed to get a gun. We do know that. Both officers were shot, one critically, and again, one pronounced dead, according to the superintendent. That second officer is fighting for his life. And then the superintendent made a number of points about the dangers of policing. This is an extremely dangerous profession, he said. Officers go out every day knowing they're not safe, and that's the work they do. The other headline here is that the suspect, they said they do have an individual in custody, and again, a weapon has been recovered. So they are still putting several of these details together. As you heard, the superintendent was hesitant to offer information because there's a lot to gather. There were several crime scenes. There was one question perhaps you heard in there about whether there was a hostage situation. So we do know that the suspect left the hospital and was later arrested somewhere nearby.